Hello. Hello. Hi. I'm Michael Lasfetto. I'm the director of this esteemed East Metro Community Music Association Concert Band. We're really excited to perform our first concert in an actual auditorium. So, yeah. We've been playing in different venues around the Gresham Rockwood area, the Gresham History Museum, St. Aidan's Episcopal Church. We've also done concerts at Oliver Middle School and performed at Parkway Park. And so this is our first time here at Centennial High School. Anyway, our first piece is a march that is very well known to a lot of the alumni from Centennial Middle School. It is the Thunder Bridge March, which was one of the pieces that we often would play, those of us who went to Centennial Middle School, in the Junior Rose Parade. And so, without further ado, we'll get our concert started with Thunder Bridge March. In thinking about doing a Barriers and Bridges concert, the whole idea was that there are a lot of obstacles in our lives that sometimes get in the way, but sometimes barriers can be a very beautiful thing. And so this particular piece is modeled, or is named after, the Great Barrier Reef. And I think that it is a great example of looking at our challenges as opportunities instead of as difficulties. And so the piece is going to feature Christian on the keyboard, and it's fun because it starts out nice and slow, and then it becomes a bit of a calypso type piece, and then at the very end it kind of goes back to the original theme before it ends with a little bit of that calypso theme again. So I hope you enjoy Barrier Reef. Before I forget, I wanted to mention that we're very grateful for the donations that you all have brought for our Food for Families program here in the school district, as well as for the clothing donations for our clothing closet. They go to the Food for Families program. If you've ever driven down 182nd and you've seen the bus that's out there, that is where we distribute food for families in the community who need food, as well as cleaning, like hygiene supplies, and also household products, like cleaning items and stuff. And then the clothing closet is located here at Centennial High School, and it is run through our Centennial Education Foundation, which is made up largely of teachers and administrators, many who have retired from the school district and want to continue the work, as well as other members of the community. So thank you for all of the contributions you've given to us, and for the program. And thank you to Lawrence, the choir chemistry teacher here, who's going to be making sure that those get dropped off. So anyway, our next piece is called Letchworth's Fanfare. One of the things that I know I like to try to do as a music teacher is inspire students to be creative and come up with their own music. And that was one of the things that really interested me about this piece, was that it was written as part of an artist in residency for a middle school in Virginia. And so the students had an opportunity to come up with some of their own compositions and have the composer, Dr. Magin, work with them as they were composing their pieces. And then this is also the end product of some of what they had done together as a group. So and this one is based off of a bridge that you can read about in the program notes. Also, I know that the text is kind of small and it's all in black and white. So if you're finding it kind of hard to read, then you can scan either the QR codes that you saw as you came in, or you can go to, I will not be upset if you bust out your phones and go to Instagram or Facebook and you look up the East Metro Community Music Association, because for each of our concerts, we also try to make sure that we upload our concert program to the page, and then you can kind of zoom in a little bit better and read the program notes that way as well. So, without further ado, Letchworth's Fanfare. Our next composition is one we played at our May concert, so if you went to that, you probably will recognize it. It was written by David A. Jones, who is a composer and a horn player who lives in Salem, and it's based off of his thoughts about the Columbia River and its importance to our region of the country and of the world. And so it was kind of fun because we uploaded our recording of our concerts to our YouTube page. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Go check out our YouTube page. We posted it, and David found our piece or our recording of his piece, and I think that might have been the first time he'd heard it performed. And he was really complimentary and excited about it. And he's been wanting to collaborate with us a little bit since then. And I know that some of our musicians in the area, or some people within our own networks, know David because they've played some gigs with him. So we're excited to be able to present this again. It's kind of become a little bit of a favorite of ours. So without further ado, Columbia River Quickstep. Also, so far, I'm very proud of myself because the last time we did a concert, it was earlier in the thing, and I had already announced the wrong piece, and I have not done that so far. The United States has a very large, rich history of different types of folk music, much of which has actually come from enslaved people from West Africa. And a lot of those rhythms have gotten absorbed by different cultures over the years and turned into some really cool music like country and jazz, rock. And a lot of the elements of the next piece are going to be based off of a lot of those kinds of rhythmic elements. And they're also modeled after a lot of the folk instruments that Brian Balmages heard when he went to Asheville, North Carolina for the first time. And this is one of those pieces that has kind of become a staple of a lot of band music and bands that perform, and is one that a lot of people really enjoy playing. And I think you'll kind of understand why, because it really kind of cooks. So I'm gonna let them cook. With Blue Ridge Road. Our penultimate composition for you this evening is based on the song "The Water Is Wide," or "Oh Waly Waly," depending on how you know it. And I know that it's one that has been used a lot in different settings. I got to direct an honor choir several years ago, and this was one of the pieces that we did with the choir. Rollo Dilworth has a really nice arrangement of it. And you can also find it in hymnals with different texts. And so this one, I try to make sure to program. Oh, I was going to say, raise your hand if you are a student who's playing in the group. And raise your hand if you're an educator who's playing in the group. Yeah, so we're very much, part of why we got started was because we knew that there are a lot of opportunities for students to participate in ensembles outside of their school day, but most of those opportunities are downtown. And so if we could provide students an opportunity on this side of I-205 to have a chance to be able to play with other people and also to be able to get some help on their instruments from people who've been playing for a while without having to worry about the cost of taking private lessons, that was another reason why we decided to start this group. And I believe that there aren't any pieces that are going to be too easy for a group, because there's always going to be something that you can play that you can improve upon, and ways to make it sound even better. And so I try to, for each concert, program a piece of music that I think that a student would be able to play if they've been in band class for about a year. And so this is that particular arrangement that we're doing for this particular concert. And quite frankly, I think it might be my favorite piece on the concert just because it sounds so nice. And it's one of those pieces that to me sounds a bit like a musical hug. So I hope you enjoy The Water is Life, also known as Oh Waly Waly.
friends. You might have seen me a few times at all of our concerts. This is my donation spiel. I look like a sad puppy, please donate. Besides that, we have multiple ways that we are now taking donations. One of the easiest ways, this little scan code here, you can make a donation. The suggested donation for tonight is $10. We also have bottle drop bags. Those are the blue bags. We have stickers on them. You take them home, you fill it with cans, and then you drop it off, and it immediately goes into our account. Also, if you already have funds in your bottle drop account, you can donate it to the EMCMA by going into your account and saying donate funds. And you just find us in the list. It's super easy. And then our friend Doug found a really cool one that doesn't really cost you anything. You just go to Fred Meyer's and you sign up, so every time you spend money there, money gets donated to us without any cost to you. You just attach it to your account. Doug has it all set up here on this QR code, so please, everyone thank Doug, because he did a lot of work for this, and I appreciate him so much.
Good job.
Doug is also our videographer in the back. Hey Doug, hi. Hi,
Hi, Doug.
Hi. And as always, I am always looking for another oboe player. So, any oboe players? Anyone? 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 You look like an oboe player. Are you sure? I have an extra oboe. Next time. As always, if you have any instruments that need to be donated, please just drop it off with us and we will find a good home for it. And what?
Introduce yourself.
No, I don't want to introduce myself. My name is Addie, and I am the president of the EMCMA board and head of the development committee. So, back to the music, friends.
Speaking of development, I figure now is also a good time to let you know our next performance is going to be at St. Aidan's Episcopal Church, which is on 174th and Gleason, right around the corner from H.B. Lee Middle School. And I encourage you, it's going to be a chamber music group concert, so we're going to have small groups playing, and then we have a couple of like mass pieces that we're going to do at the end. We're doing it in conjunction with the Portland Alumni Chapter of Mu Phi Epsilon, of which me and Barb, our trombone player, are members. And so, and it's also going to feature a former Centennial High School teacher who was a track coach, Diane Crane, who retired, I think, in 06, 07? No, she retired in 2003. Anyway, she plays with the Portland Metro Concert Band, which is another group that we've collaborated with over the years. And she's a member of Stumptown Saxes, so they're going to be there too. And so that's on January 4th at 7 o'clock in the evening. It's the Sunday before we all have to go back to work and stuff. And then we're looking at doing a May concert, and we'll have some more information for you about that later on our website and on our social media pages. Feel free to also go to emcma.org and fill out the sign up for our mailing list, or to, as Addie said, join our group. And speaking of our group, we're also in the process of trying to start a jazz band, because there's been quite a bit of interest in that as well. So if you are like, yeah, I play a woodwind or a brass instrument, or I play guitar, and I would like to join a group, we're really trying to be a group that's making sure that we further music in this community. And so it's not about being perfect or being the best in the world, it's about showing up and being able to find community and through music. So, with that said, we're going to play our last piece. This is one of the most ambitious pieces we've worked on, and so we're going to be playing 4 out of the 5 movements of an arrangement of Pictures at an Exhibition. And Modest Mussorgsky was a composer who, kind of like some of us, were really interested in being like a professional composer or not, but he actually had a day job in government service, and so he always felt a little bit of imposter syndrome. But he wrote, his friend had an exhibit of a bunch of art pieces, and so he chose 10 of those watercolors and sketches to write little vignettes about. And so it's a series of 10 movements, but he originally wrote it for piano. And I mentioned St. Aidan's Episcopal Church. They have a piano. This piece was originally written in 1874. And so the kind of piano that he would have envisioned writing this for is actually There's one at St. Aidan's. Their piano that they have in their nave is from 1875. And it sounds very different than a modern piano. So a bunch of people found it, and they thought it was really cool, and they started rewriting it for ensembles, bands, and orchestras. But the most famous one is by Maurice Ravel, who wrote Bolero. And if you're somebody who plays trombone or horn, then you probably don't like him very much, because Bolero is just literally the same note over and over and over again for 13 minutes. This has become a really well-known transcription. And so there's a music teacher and composer who lives here in the Portland area. He actually used to work in the Reynolds School District, who did this particular arrangement. It's also been played by the Portland Community Wind Band. And so we're going to be playing the Promenade, the Catacombs, the Great Gate of Kiev, and what's the other one I'm missing? Yes, the Old Castle. We hope you enjoy our rendition of Pictures as Exhibition. Also, thank you for coming. If I haven't said that enough.